Ronda Rousey, the former UFC champion, has left the MMA world intrigued with her recent comments about a potential return to the octagon. After her stunning comeback at MVP MMA's inaugural event, where she submitted Gina Carano in just 17 seconds, Rousey's future in the sport is once again up for debate. What makes this situation particularly fascinating is the contrast between her initial retirement announcement and her current openness to another fight. In my opinion, this shift in stance highlights the complex relationship between fighters and promotions and the power of a single event to change the trajectory of a career. When Rousey first announced her retirement after the MVP MMA 1 event, it seemed like a definitive end to her fighting days. The 39-year-old had achieved a remarkable comeback, showcasing her enduring skill and charisma. However, her recent comments to the fight culture suggest a different story. She now says, "We'll see if I'm going to be part of MVP MMA too," leaving the door open to a potential future return. This change in tone is intriguing, especially considering her previous criticism of the UFC and their handling of her career. One thing that immediately stands out is the tension between fighters and promotions. Rousey's initial retirement announcement was likely a strategic move, given her frustration with the UFC. She had previously criticized the promotion for passing up on her fight and for the way they have been running their events over the years. By announcing her retirement, she could have been trying to assert her agency and control over her career. However, the success of MVP MMA 1 and the potential for a larger platform may have shifted her perspective. From my perspective, the MVP MMA event was a game changer. It was a high-profile, well-marketed event that showcased Rousey's enduring appeal. The fact that it was live on Netflix and featured a quick, decisive victory only added to its impact. This success may have given Rousey a new sense of confidence and a different perspective on her future. It's also worth noting that Rousey's comments about wanting to be part of MVP MMA to suggest a desire to be involved in the promotion's future plans, which could be a significant factor in her decision-making process. What many people don't realize is the psychological impact of such events on fighters. A single fight can change the trajectory of a career, and the pressure to perform can be immense. For Rousey, the MVP MMA event may have been a turning point, where she realized that she still had the passion and skill to compete at the highest level. It's also possible that the financial incentives and the opportunity to be part of a new, exciting promotion played a role in her decision. If you take a step back and think about it, the MMA world is constantly evolving, and fighters need to adapt to stay relevant. Rousey's decision to leave the door open for another fight is a testament to her resilience and her desire to stay in the sport. It also raises a deeper question about the future of MMA and the role of promotions in shaping the careers of their fighters. Will MVP MMA become a significant player in the sport, and how will this impact the relationship between fighters and promotions? A detail I find fascinating is the contrast between Rousey's initial retirement announcement and her current comments. It's a reminder that fighters are complex individuals with their own motivations and goals. What this really suggests is that the MMA world is a dynamic and unpredictable place, where even the most established stars can be influenced by a single event. It's a constant dance between fighters, promotions, and the fans, and it's this unpredictability that makes the sport so captivating. In conclusion, Ronda Rousey's decision to leave the door open for another MMA bout is a fascinating development. It highlights the complex relationship between fighters and promotions and the power of a single event to change the trajectory of a career. Personally, I think this situation raises important questions about the future of MMA and the role of promotions in shaping the careers of their fighters. It's a constant dance, and it's this unpredictability that makes the sport so captivating.